shooting man, you better. How do you set this up for nothing? You can compass all these, man? Oh, yes, sir. If I don't, I'll fire PAO. Okay, you guys through?
T-minus 30 seconds and counting. The SRB hydraulic power units have been started. T-minus 20 seconds. The sequencer on the orbiter now controlling the final seconds of the launch. 15 seconds. T-minus 10. We'll go for main engine start. 8, 7, 6. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery on the 61M mission. And the vehicle has cleared the tower.
Discovery rolling around to the correct azimuth, which is due east, to get a equatorial inclination of 28.5 degrees for this flight. All three APUs spooling up at around 73,000 RPM. All main engines down to 65% thrust. Feet per second velocity. Seven and a half miles altitude.
Discovery, Houston, go with throttle up.
All three main engines are back up to 104% thrust. Altitude 23 miles. Miles downrange. Coming up on 4,000 feet per second velocity. Downrange now 22 miles. Main engines still holding in at 104% thrust each.
Discovery, Houston, performance nominal, 2-engine to car capability.
Roger, performance nominal, 2-engine to car.
Solid rocket booster separation perfectly normal. Auxiliary power units still running at slightly over 100% performance levels each. Fuel cells each generating in excess of 7 kilowatts each. Velocity 5,400 feet per second, downrange 73 miles.
Roger, regarding water loop 2, we're thinking now it might be a degraded pump, and before we give you a go for orbit ops, we're going to come up to you with a little checkout procedure to determine its flow capability.
Okay.
25 minutes until acquisition through the tracking satellite. And AOS Hawaii in 17 minutes. At Hawaii, the crew of Discovery will run a check of the water coolant loop number 2, which Some of the systems controllers here believe it has a fault in it. Payload bay door opening has been delayed until after that water loop can be checked out and verified. At 1 hour and 59 seconds. 1 hour and 1 minute. This is Mission Control, Houston.
Discovery Houston with you at Hawaii for 7 minutes.
And Houston Discovery, read you loud and clear.
Roger, Mike, and we'd like you to get onto the water pump loop 2 procedure there as quick as you can.
You're watching it. I'm going to go manual decrease on loop 2 for 20 seconds. You ready?
Roger, and confirm we got loop 2 on and loop 1 off.
Got that now, and we're in manual, ready to go decrease.
Roger, Mike, we are watching. You've got to go.
Go.
Discovery Houston.
Go ahead.
Roger, Mike, you have a go for payload bay door ops, and we'd like to leave loop 2 running as is.
Okay, we're going to open the payload bay doors.
And Discovery, in case that wasn't clear, you have a go for orbit ops.
Okay, go for orbit ops. Houston Discovery, we're on page 3-3, step 2 of the IUS checklist. We're standing by for your go to transfer to internal power and proceed with the pre-deploy checks.
Okay, we copy that, Jim. We can't proceed without data, and you're in fixed format.
Be advised also that in the process of elevating, we got up to about, looks like about 20 degrees elevation, and we've had a stop in motion. And we're in the process of working the malfunction at this time, and we'll go ahead and cycle the drive enable and try to re-elevate it. But at this time, we're stuck at about 20 degrees.
Ecom flight.
Okay, Jim, we copy that you're stuck at 20 degrees.
It's time. The sand has just run out on an answer to for primary power to the PCP. Tilt table's jammed. The only thing we can do is disengage the secondary actuator and engage the primary if you think we've got power. Our alternative is doing an EVA.
What we're planning on doing, you have a go to restow the IUS for tonight. We would like for you to perform the restow IUS umbilical attach procedures. We would like for you to delete steps 2, 3, 5, and 6. I'll repeat those. Delete steps 2, 3, 5, and 6. Perform step 4 using the IUS PI link. And on step 8, do not latch Perla number 2. Over.
And Houston Discovery, we'd be curious what y'all are thinking here for tomorrow.
We are planning contingency EVA for 18A tomorrow. And we're going to leave you here at Tidris. We're going to go LOS. We'll pick you up Guam at 5:51.
Okay, I understand that. We'll get the restow in work and then get the pre-breathe in work.
That's affirmative.
The crew has been instructed to restow the tracking data relay satellite inertial upper stage combination after an unsuccessful attempt to deploy that today. During the pre-deployment checkout, a number of problems were encountered, including the hard-lined command link between the orbiter and the inertial upper stage. The backup radio frequency command link would be used. Additionally, the crew encountered a problem with being unable to elevate the tilt table beyond 20 degrees to its 45-degree deployment attitude, and being unable to solve those problems today, the crew has been instructed to restow that IUS TDRS combination for the day, and to begin contingency EVA procedures, which must be done at this time if the option is to be retained for a possible spacewalk tomorrow to repair the tilt table, or any other procedures that must be done in the payload bay to make possible the deployment of the tracking data relay satellite.
Discovery Houston, good morning.
And Houston Discovery, we're all listening when you're ready to talk.
The game plan goes like this, we think. We have considered through the evening options both in the IFM world, looking at jumpering power to the primary side of the PCP tilt table switches directly with the breakout box, and we've also assessed EVA options, all aimed towards getting the tilt table up to a minimum safe deploy angle. All that deliberation on the PCP, IFM, and many discussions with Sunnyvale concerning pin assignments and so forth have led us at this time to drop that from our consideration. We don't have a final go from Sunnyvale on that being viable, and on that option not introducing more hazards than it solves problems. So we feel at this point that our only reasonable path towards getting an adequate tilt table angle is through the EVA. If you've taken a look at the manual AFTA procedure, you'll notice that basically that amounts to providing a manual override to the broken handle. And we think there are two possibilities there which we would like your input on. One possibility involves proceeding through about step 4 of that procedure, where you remove the now broken handle and its mounting elements to the spring-loaded pin. And the option at that point in the game is to consider just clamping a vice grip to that spring-loaded pin shaft and doing a two-hand job of holding the pin out of its detent with one hand while you manually raise the tilt table using the hand wheel with your other hand. We looked at that here in the control center overnight. It's only about a 7-pound spring force on that pin, and my impression was that you might very well be able to jam your hand on your right hand into an angle there on the manual AFTA assembly and basically restrain the pin out of detent while you raise the table. Should you decide at that point that doesn't look acceptable to you, or doesn't look like a possible thing to do in the EVA work environment, then you can continue with the manual AFTA IFM procedure as written, and what you'll essentially do is completely remove the pin and its bushing and spring, then reinstall the bushing, providing a sleeve for the pip pin that's tethered on the manual AFTA, and you'll use that pip pin rather than the currently installed pin to restrain the table once you've gotten it elevated to the desired angle. And of course you'll have to tether that pin in place with some Velcro straps, and we'd also recommend you tether the hand wheel to a fixed position. So which of those options to pursue will be your call based on how you feel as you go through the manual AFTA IFM procedure.
Let me tether it first, Robert. Okay. Tell you what, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move that in. Go ahead and pull the pin out. Okay. You're lined up. Slip the pin back in. Nope. All right. If you can't see it, let me know and I'll get it.
Yeah, I'm working blind from over here, Jim.
All right, let me
Why
have
don't you
it.
just go ahead and let me hold it.
All right.
I think work out better. That looks like it's got it about there.
All the way through?
No, there it is.
Okay. And let me in this case, we would
okay, line that, get that sleeve all lined up. Let me see if I can hold it there for you.
bring the cutters out and everything, Bob?
Yeah, I've got the cutters with me.
Okay, run it down a little bit.
Yeah, if you get your left hand out of the way, I can see a little bit better to help you line up.
And Bob, as you're doing what you're doing, how close are you to maybe thinking you're going to be trying to get it up?
About, maybe 5 minutes.
5 minutes to start in, and then up in another 8 minutes after that.
Well, we've got 2 revs per minute on our required rate, John.
Okay. Just looking for an estimate from you.
Okay, well, we're in position to start elevation at this time.
Okay.
Okay, and Anna, just to let you know, we've got the aft locked in place, and if you can't see it, Jim's starting to rotate it up now. It's
Okay, now.
2 revs per minute.
I'm just getting it locked in here. Okay, we're starting her up.
Okay, and Jim, just a refresher, we're going to go to 29 degrees, and then I'll cut the cables.
It's looking real good. Got 2 Marines out there. How can it be looking real good?
Okay, Robert, as soon as you put the, Anna, if you guys will put the C camera on the protractor so you can see our elevation angle. Robert, you're clear to go down there when you've got clearance and do your cuts.
Okay.
We see the protractor, Jim.
Okay. What's our elevation angle?
27 or so, approaching 29, Jim.
All right, I'm going to hold here until Robert's done with his cutting.
All right, just stand by a minute.
Discovery Houston with you through Tigris, copy.
Houston Discovery, how do you read?
Got an echo, but we can hear you.
Okay, we've got the AWS elevated to about 28, 29 degrees. We've had a forward RCS jet fail on, looks like a false fail on to us, so we're on normal jets, it's F5R. We had that yesterday, and we'd like to reselect it and try it again if you're go for that.
Roger, Mike, we copy. You're up to 28, 29 degrees with the IUS. We'll get back with you on the FRCS. And Discovery Houston, just a note for Mike.
Go ahead, Bill.
Roger, Mike, just to let you know, in the event that winch ops are needed to elevate the IUS or for anything else, we have a teleprinter message coming up to that effect.
Okay, we copy. Winch ops are needed. You got a teleprinter message coming up.
Roger.
about 5 degrees go, Jim.
To 45?
Yep. I switched back here so I can keep an eye on the protractor for you.
Okay, remember that the angle
Go ahead, Discovery.
is only good when read from the camera.
Well, okay.
But your call will be close.
I should think.
Discovery, your transmission is broken.
Houston, Discovery, we got a Peters transmitter on message. We assume you're doing the direct checks.
Okay, that looks like 45, and I'm pretty much on a horizontal angle there, Jim.
John or Anna, will you verify we're at 45?
Okay, I'm looking on my protractor and I see something less than 45.
Okay.
Almost. I'd say around 40, 42.
All right. How's that look, John?
Okay, you're right on 45 now, so stop. It's there. Beautiful. And Houston, did you copy? We have the IUS at 45 degrees.
Discovery Houston, did we copy correctly that the Tigris is at 45 degrees at this time?
That's affirmative, Bill. The IUS is up at 45 degrees.
Okay. Good work. Copy.
This is Mission Control Houston. Acquisition through the tracking satellite expected momentarily. And we're some 12 minutes away from deploying the second Tigris satellite from Discovery. And shortly after acquisition, we should have a go for deploy.
And Houston Discovery, we show the stage one batteries online, and everything looks good to us. How do you, what do you see?
Roger, Discovery, we concur. You are go for deploy.
Okay.
And Houston Discovery, the EVA crewmen are back in the airlock and the hatch is closed right now.
Roger, we copy, Discovery.
Discovery Houston, I'm pleased to introduce the third Assistant Secretary.
I don't hear anything.
That's okay, just push. Go ahead and...
Captain Coates, Mike, we're very proud of you all and all the actions you've taken to make your mission successful so far. Now that you've got all the problems solved, do you think the flight will be normal?
Well, we sure hope so. We've had a good workout today already, and we hope the rest of the flight goes a little more according to plan.
Okay, you can go ahead now.
And Colonel Blaha, John, I know this has been a very busy time. Have you had any time to enjoy the view, or have you been working all the time?
Plenty of time to enjoy the view. It's really been great here in 0G. It feels pretty close to 1G.
Okay, John's time. Go ahead.
And Dr. Fisher, Anna, when you set the computer to deploy the satellite, did you think it'd really go after all the trouble you've had?
No, I didn't.
What did she say?
She said no. Okay, you can go ahead with the next one.
Colonel Springer and Colonel Buckley, Bob and Jim, you were so obviously a team in your spacewalk this morning that I address you as a team. They tell me you would have had to bring that rocket back to Earth if you'd not been able to fix it.
He hasn't said anything.
We weren't too worried about that. We knew that if we could get out to the EVA, we could get it fixed.
I was going to say something.
We didn't think there was any real problem bringing it back at all. We just knew that we carried on the Marine Corps and fixing it.
Okay, that's it. Discovery Houston, thank you very much. This concludes the call.
Discovery Houston through Tigris. How do you read?
We read you fine.
Roger, Discovery. Sorry to wake you up. We see a fuel cell 2 substack volts problem. We expect it to go out of limit shortly. We have some mods to the procedure we need you to execute that we're ready to read for you when you're all woken up.
Roger.
And Discovery, we hope this will be mercifully short and should only require one crew member, and we hope preserve some remaining hours of sleep.
Roger. Ready to start when you are.
Roger, Discovery. We see substack 2 volts going high on fuel cell 2. We expect it will break the limits within a few moments. The procedure is page 5-13 in the orbit pocket checklist for fuel cell delta volts. The changes to that procedure are, we need you to break the main C to main A bus tie, and that will be done on R1, main bus tie Charlie switch to off. Then perform the fuel cell delta volts procedure as shown in the checklist for fuel cell 2. One exception to the procedure, prior to shutting down the fuel cell, please bus tie Alpha to Bravo and not Bravo to Charlie. To repeat, that's bus tie Alpha to Bravo prior to fuel cell shutdown. Over.
Roger, we copy all that.
Okay, Discovery, and 2 other points of information for you. We have declared we're heading towards a PLS landing opportunity down here. That's a Rev 33. We'll have plenty of words for you in the morning mail. And we are configuring via MCC command to go S-band uplink and downlink when we next get you on TDRS. You recall we're currently S-band up and K-band down. No action required on your part. We should be full S-band at next TDRS.
Roger.
Discovery Houston, we confirm the main C tie has been broken. Your go to proceed with the recommended procedures.
Roger. Houston, Discovery.
Go ahead, Discovery.
Yes, we've completed fuel cell shutdown, the step number 1 on page 5-13, and are currently working fuel cell safing.
Roger, Discovery, we copy.
This is Mission Control, 2 days, 0 hours, 31 minutes mission elapsed time. Flight Director Ron Dittemore for the entry team polling the flight controllers here in Mission Control as to their readiness for the deorbit burn. So far, no problems reported. Mission Control will be giving the crew the go, no-go for deorbit burn at approximately 25 minutes. Rather, just perhaps 22 minutes before the scheduled start of the burn, which is coming up in 26 minutes. So we may be hearing the go, no-go announcement here very shortly.
Discovery Houston, we've seen you reload your targets and they look good. You're go for the burn. We've got one word for you on your hydraulic repair press post-burn.
Go ahead.
Okay, you're going to need to go to override on all the FCS channels because of these valve problems we've just had. Once you've accomplished your SSME repress, you can go back to auto on FCS channels 1 and 4.
Okay, we'll go to override now, and after the hydraulic repress, we'll go back to auto on 1 and 4.
You agree with that, GNC?
Affirmative, fine.
Okay, that sounds good, Mike.
Houston, Discovery.
Roger, go ahead.
Okay, we had PC drop on the right engine, and we started yawing to the left. The ball valves are still open. We assume we had a right engine prop fail, and we stopped the burn.
Okay, we copy. Copy, fine. Roger, we copy that, Discovery. Thank you.
Copy, Fido. Copy.
Discovery Houston, we're with you through Guam for about 2 minutes.
6 foot a second more expensive than this one is, because the argument appears to be different. There may be some cheaper ones, and is north of
Okay, you're loud and clear also.
We haven't looked at all the opportunities yet. I'm just trying to get a feel if you want to seriously consider this next orbit to try and get very close to steep, or if you want to expend the 13 foot a second and go on to tomorrow. Got to press forward to see what we can do this orbit.
Raj, you may have done this already, but you might take a look at pull out the mixed cross-feed cards and take a look at those while we're talking about it down here.
We've been looking at that procedure.
Okay, sounds good.
You like the target?
Okay, thanks.
Solution looks good, Flight.
And just a couple reminders. No switch back to straight feed. During this, it'll be mixed cross-feed all the way through the ohms until you complete with aft RCS.
I'm go flight. Fido.
A prop fail or an engine fail above safe HP is a termination.
Go. Inco. Go. Max. There we go.
Okay.
We'll go for the burn, Capcom.
Okay, we copy that.
And Discovery Houston, you are go for the burn.
Roger, go for the burn, and we're going to start APU 1.
Roger that.
Discovery on the heading alignment circle, nominal energy.
Discovery, you need to manually open landing gear ISO valve number 1.
We're opening 1.
Altitude approximately 21,000 feet, velocity about 700 feet per second. Altitude about 17,000 feet. Flight Dynamics Officer reports Discovery looking good, rolling on to final approach. Less than 10 miles out. Touchdown in a minute and a half. Velocity about 500 feet per second. Altitude about 10,000 feet.
Discovery surface wind still 24010, gusting to 15.
Okay, thank you.
Discovery is on center line and on glide slope. Flight Dynamics Officer reports. Altitude about 1,000 feet. Our video that you see is from a previous shuttle mission, and it's slightly out of sync with what we've got. Gear down now on the simulation. Show weight on wheels. And weight on nose gear.
Discovery, wheel stop.
Roger, Discovery.
Wheel stop reported, 2 days, 3 hours, 38 minutes. flight controllers looking through the post-landing switch changes now and configuring shuttle systems for post-landing.
This is in accordance with the traditions of SMS Teammate. I'd like to show our respect and our appreciation, and y'all did a heck of a job, and I'd like to present these to you.
We appreciate that because we don't have the strength to feel these. Yeah, we appreciate all the work you guys do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.
Thanks for making us look good.
That's right.